Hello Tubesters, it's Gav. Welcome to another one of my videos. Just before I start, I just wanted to ask you another favour, to spare a thought for somebody else. Mike Hints from Mike's Miniature Motors, his wife was taken very ill and rushed into the hospital, and she's had an operation and she's now out to the intensive care unit and is on the way to recovery. But would you spare a thought for Mike and his wife, please? At the moment, life seems to be kicking this community in the teeth, one after another. So, Mike, if you do ever get to hear this, I wish you and your wife all the best, Mara, and I'm sure that all the other Maras out there will be saying the same thing. Right, it's nothing really the same really, but I was going to say some more bad news, but I don't, obviously with what Mike's dealing with, it's nothing. But this is as far as this particular project is going to go. One of the channel Maras, Ronald Byrne, had said to me in a comment that he thought he wanted to do the same thing. You know, gave him the idea of doing a statue himself out of one of his figures, but he did say, I believe that if you use lacquer on them, it can go tacky in places and it will never you know, it seems to send the plastic tacky or whatever, and it doesn't dry out. And he was absolutely right. I'm fed up, just only in the sense of it's a nice figure and it's a shame to have wasted it, but I wanted to put the video out now. I apologise, I haven't answered everybody else's comments yesterday from this guy here, and I had a couple other people on some older videos. My Pop Archie, I had a bit of a traumatic day yesterday. He decided on a walk on our local heathland to disappear into the undergrowth for 5 hours. My poor wife in Australia was having kittens. She got all her friends at work posting it all over their Facebooks, and I walked around solidly for 5 hours, roaring his name and begging him to come back. The fellow dog walkers were helping me. I was in an absolute bit, so I apologise. I'm not all there still. Obviously, with my head problems, that just about pushed me over the edge, and I've not been there. Last night and today to really, I answered a couple, but my heart just wasn't in it. I was all over the shop, so I apologise. I'm about to start answering all those guys' nice comments, so thank you very much. But I wanted to get this video up because Brian, Mr. BG, he said heat was inspired him to have a go on, I believe, a G.I. Joe figure, you know, turn him into a statue. So please guys, don't use lacquer paints on these. I'm going to show you now. The face is hard plastic. It's such a shame. Probably get the head off, actually. I might do that. He's so... Right, let's get up there like that. We're on drone mode again. So the face, this is like a hard plastic. Fine. The trousers and boots, you can see I've already started painting thinking it was going to go off. Fine, absolutely, you know, no tackiness, dry as a bone, but you can see the shiny areas on this. It's literally tacky. I even put, I just wanted to see, after I read Ronald's comment, I thought, well, I'm just going to try me, I knew it wasn't going to work, but I just thought, what if we put lacquer, acrylic paint on top, because this is dark sea blue. It would have been used as maybe a base colour or at least a shading option on the blue Parker. But I was using it, which I'll show you on the boots in a minute, because I just wanted to show you can really lift these figures with a nice little paint job. Yeah, it's never gonna dry out, which is a real shame. As I say, I'm not I'm not, you know, having an issy fit about it. It was a what I call it, a proof of concept, trying to sound all fancy. And the concept's fine. I've turned an action figure into a statue, a small statue, I believe, yeah, six inches or whatever. But I can have a collection of these. I can enjoy the painting process. I'm just not one, and to say nothing against action figures. I'm just not one for all the joints showing and that. I know people repaint action figures as they are, but I would prefer to have a statue. It's just me. I like to see all the no joins or anything. So again, if you didn't see the last video, I mean, obviously, if you feel free, go and see it. But I'll just quickly run through what I did. So I super glued. I first of all put the head. I go slight move forward because these bend at the waist. Slight move forward. Try and make it fairly natural. Head turned. I didn't want any of the blasters in his hand or anything like that, because one would go back in the holster, and the other one I was going to make a sling and have it somehow slung, or even if I did, I might just have it carried naturally in the hand like that. I don't know yet. Well, it's a bit late for this one now, but yeah, I super glued using super glue gel. Now, obviously, as we all know, super glue can break quite easy. It's not something that can go under tension. It's just there to make a quick grab and hold. But that's all you need. So as long as you're not going to start moving it again, the super glue will hold it in place for you to put your 2-part epoxy putty in, like Milliput, like Magic Sculpt, something like that. Fill your areas that need filling. Arms, I mean, the neck came out quite well. I needed to, I rushed it a bit with the cleaning up of the putty, to be fair. But even some of the dings and stuff in the putty, when you've put your paint over it, you won't really see those. They'll just become marked, you know, like in marking a natural fabric. If there's like a little ding there, and you could fill that in, but I really wouldn't bother. You know, it's just part of the fabric's got damaged, torn, whatever. So yeah, it's a real shame. I'll keep obviously I'll take him off this because he'll just, again, you only have to lever it off. It's only held on by super glue. And I use large scale paper clips, as I've said before, to pin, whether it's a 28mm or a 1 in 35, whatever. And it's worked with this. I just push the paper, super glue the paper clips in, obviously cut them off because you open them up, obviously. Cut them off to the, you know, a centimetre or so. Drill into the, press them in so into this soft wood so that you have somewhere you can see where to put your drill. Drill in, super glue them in, and that holds it enough to do your painting. I mean, even this is all tacky, sticky. It's a real shame. Oh well, that is a live and learn, but the proof of concept is there. I can make a statue out of an action figure. As some of the guys have said, like Glenn Halliday, he does look like Cassian Ando more just in grey primer than he ever did with the factory paint job. It just made him look like one of the original 1970s mini Star Wars figures, you know, in my opinion. So yeah, I've tried looking for Blaze Malbus. There was another Rogue one there. I got them both roughly at the same time. I've no idea where my wife's put him. It's in a box, obviously, and I keep turning the place upside down. I'm going to have another half hour looking for said figure, and if I can't, I have to wait for the next one to come in. Now, the next one, I'm not going to tell you what it is. Why should I, when I can make a nice video? Well, he's not in a box; it's a loose figure, but you know, going ta-da, as I say, what figure it's going to be. Obviously, another Black Series figure, another 6-inch. Hints are in the original trilogy, and I cannot for the life of me remember which one. I don't believe it was the first one. I believe it was the second or third one. So it's either, was it Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi? But I never actually said anything as far as I'm aware, in those films. And the character is known more in the graphic novel and comic book world than he ever was on film. There you go. I've said he already, haven't I? So that's so we know. Well done, Big Mouth. So it's not a female character, a male character. Have a guess. There's no prizes, and and don't flood this address with postcards with answers on. But yeah, so you can get rid of your Han Solos and Luke Skywalkers, obviously Princess Leia's, Chewbacca's. It's a character that I don't believe actually said anything. So you'll try and have a think of that one. And I don't think I don't think it's turning up till Tuesday or Wednesday. So if I can't find Blaze Malbus, I'm a bit stuffed for making another statue at the moment to get cracking on. Anyway, it's definitely happening. It's not one of Gav's, oh, well, here we go, we've watched one video and now it's gone in the bin. I've got no choice. The paint is not going to stick on this figure. But again, if you can see, he looks fairly decent in the sense of where I've put there's a bit that I'm not happy with, which on the next one I'm going to really go to town, making sure things are smooth. I had got still, because I never got round to removing it and repainting it, there is a mould line down that glove which I didn't see before. You can see where I've put putty on here, and there's a bit that's gone over. Again, that's my own carelessness and trying to be too quick. But this piece here itself would actually blend in with some paint. So there's a lot of it that you might think, oh, you can still see that that's been putty compared to the rest. But once that fabric's under colour and with highlights on, you won't see it, most of it. As I say, it's all a learning curve. So anyway, let's go down to, so these were just test pieces to see if, and it's still tacky under that paint, so and it's rubbed away where I've tried to touch it up there because it's still tacky. So let's go to the boots. Turn around, Gav. Now these here, which I'll zoom in a bit. I'm sorry about having to hold it up, but I'm right on the edge of the desk again. I've got 10,000 Napoleonics on the bench. These will be metal. That was just a black base coat put round. Still thinking I was going to have a figure to paint. But the boots, see, even with that, so that's about an hour and a half, 2 hours work on the boots, and they were still got to have some scuffs and scratches put on, and then another highlighting. But if you can see the dark areas, that's dark sea blue. So rather than go, I'll use some black, brown, and that. If you think outside the box, colours that can change other colours. If you really water down some dark sea blue or some dark blues, you will be able to affect the colour change you want on these and turn these into like a dark brown or a blacky brown, or whatever you want to call it. But if you can see I can't even show you the other. So if I had Blaze Malbus, I'd be able to say, look at the factory paint job to this. I mean, the factory paint job, you're more or less getting a base coat and they slather some wash over it. I mean, that's all that happens. But if you just look at the boots, I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet. It's light and day already, to what you'd. I mean, I put some pot again because that's all movable here, so I've had to putty this. It's not perfect, but with a distressed look, you'd get away with that. So as I say, we only got as far as painting the boots, and they weren't completely finished. But there's no point. There's no point in doing anything else to it because it's never going to be able to be used, unfortunately. But as I say, whether you like Star Wars, whether you want to do a superhero at this scale, it just shows it can be done. Some putty, super glue first, putty. Get yourself some clay shapers though. Again, if you've missed out on the last video of this or the first video of this, these are clay shapers, just silicone rubber, soft. You can use just tap water, or I do use IPA alcohol, rubbing alcohol, but tap water's fine. Just out your paint jar, if you've got some in a paint jar, I'll do that a lot of the time, and just smooth it out with those. Put it in first with one of those clay implements like dental tools. They're not expensive. Push it into the joints and then just smooth it out where you want to with the different shapes that you've got there. And these aren't expensive. I think I got £4 or something. So yeah, I just wanted to put the video up So please don't use lacquer paints on these, because you'll ruin your figure, and it's a shame, because I'd looked at so many film stills. These boots needed to be a bit, which is why they'd still got to do more dark sea blue on. They weren't probably ever going to be exactly like the film, because obviously Disney have places where they have all the different costumes on mannequins, and they've got Cassian Andor's and Jin Erso's clothes on mannequins, and these were slightly more scuffed at the front, and her boots were as well, and obviously they prep them up, before the actors get to wear them, and they were slightly darker. But sometimes I've got no problems doing some artistic license, so I would have darkened these up slightly, but not that much more. They would have been probably slightly a bit lighter, only so I could show the different nice colours off in the leather. But yeah, if you could have transcribed this, is it transcribed? I don't know. But if you think moving up the figure as we go, trousers, parka jacket, and nice blue colours, if you can do the same roughly with that, even at a basic level, you'll literally transform these figures night and day, and you've got yourself a nice little statue, in my opinion. So yeah, apologise we've got no further on that one. It is a shame, but Ronald, you were right. I should have gone and done my research, but it's not my way. Just throw yourself into something when the whim hits you, and then pay for it. So yeah, there will be definitely another one coming up in the next few days or a week. We start all over again. I'll probably show the figure. I may do another one like before, or if you've already seen what it looks like with putty, but I still might do it just because I like to track my own progress with these. So but even the putty I've done down his arm don't look that bad. I mean, it was only that bit on there, as you can see, that needed it there, and a bit at the top, and here again I think it's wherever there was a joint, really. Well, they weren't that bad. It's just a shame we couldn't go any further with it. So thanks for stopping by and taking a look. I won't push much more Star Wars onto you, and it's not particularly popular. But as I always say, I don't do the videos to be popular. I just do them whatever takes me fancy. So yeah, we'll get another one soon. So the one that I've got coming for the princely sum of £8, including postage. Yeah, just have a think. The character was in the. I think only appeared once. As far as I'm aware, didn't say anything apart from maybe nodding heads. And was in. I reckon it was either Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi. I don't believe it was A New Hope. But yeah, appeared loads of times. If you see the comics and the graphic novels, and that appears in those. It might appear in maybe might appear in some of the TV series. My wife says she's going to get me Andor, because first series of Andor is on DVD and it's about 20 quid, and my wife's going to get it for either our wedding anniversary or Christmas. And then she's also at some stage, when we've got some money, going to get me the Kenobi one. So that'll be good. So we will get another Andor, Cassian, Captain Cassian Andor. Might get. He's also got one where he's in his like leather jacket and that, because in the TV series it's the same actor, and in this TV series it's quite a grungy even. I don't know, not gungy. That's rude. Anyway, he's you know, he's got him like with a long jacket and his pistol and all that. You know, look, that'd be another good figure to do. So again, just take away how they painted the face, just paint it over and then start again. So look after yourselves. Thanks for stopping by. I've no idea what the next videos. I have got an unboxing of a ship to do, and I'm starting work late last night on. Couldn't concentrate much, but I had to do something, so I started putting some base layers on the next lot of Epic Napoleonics, which will be French and there'll be other stuff coming up, I'm sure there always is. So look after yourselves, and we'll see each other soon on another video.